Come on now. What is up, TCT community? How is everyone doing on this amazing Tuesday? And it's not just a normal Tuesday, guys. It is Election Day Tuesday, which is absolutely insane. This is the first Tuesday where I'm like kind of involved in the elections. And it's like, I'm not even voting and I'm excited, you know? Trump pump our backs. Crypto Brad is already feeling juicy. Let's go from Joseph. Pump our bags. I hope everyone is doing good. We got Mr. Dave Prof in the house. J Money. Like always, Gabriel's here as one of the first. Crypto Brad, Tahir, Tim, Rapid Surge. I'm feeling ready. I'm feeling ready, guys. Even though that I always have to be like objectively right, I have to give multiple scenarios. I have to pre-plan everything. So we're always ready. Deep down in my heart, I am just a bull. I'm a bull just like you, and I just want to be a bull, right? I would rather just be a bull every single time and just wanting to pump our bags. Because, guys, I am deep into this crypto game, just like you. Good evening, K3 Peak. Mr. Peter is in the house as well. Hope you're doing good, brother. I am excited. We are here, as always, back online in the live streams. Basically, we are we're the number one live streamers on here. I don't care who else you watch. I don't care anyone else. The most alphas in here. Okay, the most alphas in here. We're always pre-planning. We're always ready. That's what we are here. We're always ready. No matter what the market does, we're ready. Tim knows we are ready. Tommy G also in the house. It's like funny, right? Because I've just been talking to these guys in the Discord. Now they're also here. It's like, man, we guys are spending too much time together. I feel like a little bromance growing.
Uh,
Howdy, Mr. Javier. Waiting game will be rewarded. Man, we all will be rewarded in the end. Trust me on that one. Okay, trust me on that one. Great to have you here as well, Mr. Vision. I recognize the names.
OGs,
Hey, Mr. Wyckoff Insider.
bro. Are we gonna do a quick 20?
A
Quick
quick
20?
20, quick 20 push-ups.
Oh, bro. Last time we did push-ups, we almost hit all-time high.
Oh,
So
you actually did push-ups,
yeah, on stream, of course, with the
brother.
whole squad.
What are we waiting for?
Guys, we're gonna put in
guys,
lil 20.
guys. No, Wyckoff Insider. We cannot just give them push-ups. We need 100 likes. Otherwise, no push-ups. There are already 200 viewers. We just started. We haven't even touched the charts, right? So I'm telling you now, we get 100 likes. I'll pump out 50. How about that? I'll pump out 100. Come on now.
Lil chest pump. Study
Little
having a
chest
chest
pump.
pump and charting.
Bro, that's the best feeling.
Oh,
Taking a trade, winning the trade with a chest bump. Come on now.
explain to them. Being schlong and have a chest day.
Bro, being schlong and having a chest bump, there's no greater feeling, guys. I'm telling you. There's no greater feeling. I like this mentality. Let Bitcoin fly. Let Bitcoin fly. Okay, we've been going for 5 minutes. We've been yapping. I wanna dive. I want to dive into some charts. Smash the like button. He said it, not me. Let's just jump straight into the charts. So, as you guys know, on Monday, I basically prepared everyone on my socials for literally every scenario. Okay. I was like, hey, we can come down. if we start losing that demand zone and we get a deep close below it, we're going to come down to 64.5. And another scenario that I gave you guys, at least I said it word for word, you can go back and check it. I said we can break down from this local distribution that we had right here, where we had this local model 2, okay? This model 2 can bring us down towards this low, where then from there, our new range begins that could turn into an accumulation that we can take to buy side liquidity, right? Like we said it in yesterday's stream, and you can watch it back. We explained it word for word, and that is exactly what happened. And we actually ended up wicking that initial demand zone that we were watching. So this was a demand POI that we were watching for a bounce, and we ended up wicking it, which is completely fine. It doesn't mean the demand zone failed. It just simply means that it wanted to grab the liquidity from the block. Okay, so we had our range low, we had our range high, and then from there we got deviation numero uno. Okay, after our deviation one, we extend our range low to our deviation low, and then we got the second deviation. And then right here, we got the break of structure back to bullish, confirming the Model 1 accumulation schematic. Now, was this a high probability accumulation model? Not particularly. And the reason for that is because we had supply above right here. We had supply above right there. And then we had supply above that supply right here. So even though we did have a liquidity target of those weekend highs that we were talking about, we did have some resistance. So what I wanted to see, if I wanted to take a long personally, was indeed tapping in either this supply zone, but preferably coming up tapping both, followed by a retracement down to then mitigate this 30-minute order block. This was all pre-planned in advance in the Discord community, and that's also what we ended up getting. Now, we didn't get that aggressive move up, sweeping and mitigating both order blocks. We did get the first one. The only problem with this back test, which is simply just a higher low, is that there was no local confirmation in this area. And with confirmation, I mean a structure break back to bullish. So if I go on the 1 minute here, it's very tempting to call this structure, but it's not. It's only one upwards candle, and the people that have watched the mentorship know that you need the 6 candle rule. So you need 2 candles down, 2 candles up, and 2 candles down again. And we didn't have that here. So personally, even though that I was aware of the Model 1, it wasn't just particularly a high probability setup or a trade that I would want to take compared to other setups that were at our disposal or at our, you know, possibility of taking or chances of taking. So it did end up working out. It can always end up work out. A normal schematic can work out. A high probability sometimes doesn't work out. It's still a model. It's technically valid. Me personally, I didn't trade it. I wasn't even aware of the back test because for me that was at 2:30 in the morning and I was asleep. But it is nice to see it play out, right? Your models work. They just simply work. Even in this case, if it wasn't a high probability schematic. The problem is, just like yesterday, right? Just like yesterday, where I told everyone right here that we have buy side liquidity above and we had sell side liquidity below, just like this. So yesterday, when we were recording, we were spending time right in, where were we actually? When did we go live yesterday? Somewhere in here? I don't even know.
I think we just wicked the low.
I think we just wicked the low. So let me just do it like this. Yeah. So basically, during Monday, we had liquidity above and we had liquidity below. So the status was pretty neutral, right? We end up having a distribution, which confirmed to us that we were first going to come down before potentially coming up. But what we have done now is that we have had a grab the liquidity at the low, and we had a rotation towards the liquidity at the high. So just like you were kind of neutral yesterday, I'm kind of neutral again right now because we had to move down to grab sell side liquidity and we had to move up to grab buy side liquidity. And when you locally zoom in now, you're seeing some signs of a local distribution. So what we have right here after sweeping all that buy side liquidity from the weekend is we have our range high, we have our range low, we got that deviation one. Right here, you got your third tap on the low time frame. Now, I was just talking about this with a amazing TCT member regarding low time frames going over into high time frames. I was like, hey, watch out for this retest, right? Watch out for this retest. And this could this could literally work on live, right? Where if we break structure, now on the 1 minute, it's technically not structure. On the 2 minute, this is structure, and you're just now getting the break of structure. But this could work, right? This could work, and that would mean that we would have a rotation back down towards our range low, right? It's kind of a model two distribution schematic where the low time frame kind of goes over into like a mid time frame model two, right? It's kind of the exact same setup that you saw right here. It's literally, now that I'm looking at it, it's literally the exact same setup. The return to zone is less good in this area, but you had the one, you had the two, you had the three here on the low time frame, and then you came into that local supply here of that last candle where you confirmed the short with the amazing return to zone here, like you were given in advance or gave in advance yesterday. We're kind of seeing the same model right now. Right now, personally, I'm not taking this because we're live streaming, but hey, people that have their exchange, this could be a potential setup right here with a risk to reward of 2.9. So that's pretty funny that we're getting this literally live on stream. Yeah, what you're thinking of this? This is literally your model from yesterday. The return to zone is just a bit less good.
Yeah, it's like it is valid, but I do not like the first sell to buy, like you were saying.
The first sell to buy, yeah, of this type.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know.
It's decent. I like the way you created supply right here. It's pretty funny. This is like, and guys, this is by the way a live look into like what we do on the London and the New York open streams, right? We're watching price action live. We're like, hey, this could be a potential setup, and then we execute, and then we leave the market with a big fat stack of cash to reinvest more into crypto. That's basically what we're doing. That's basically what we're doing. Pretty curious to see if this is going to play out here. Will be a little public live trade. You know, doesn't cannot harm anyone. So that's
I
pretty
think
funny that we're getting that right now. It's just that the target is a bit less good, you know, because even though you're basically trading, the difference is even though you're basically trading right here a distribution in like the middle between two liquidity points, it's like the moment you have the distribution, you do have that liquidity point to target, right? Now you have grabbed both liquidity points. So price is a bit neutral, but we could be seeing a move down, for example, to mitigate this demand before actually going higher. That's definitely a valid thesis to say. So curious to see what that is going to do. But furthermore, you know, sticking a bit to the higher time frame, you guys are aware of this current setup right here. I'm gonna delete it now of my chart. Gonna leave this now off my chart. But what we're basically seeing when we're sticking to the higher time frames, that let's have a look at the higher time frames, okay? Because I want to identify our structure from top to bottom real quick, just because I need to know myself as well before I start making any other statements. Because looking at this, the 4 hour, this is a 4 hour valid pool. So our 4 hour structure is literally just a lower high for a lower low. And now we're at that market structure high that we actually broke back to bullish. So technically, you broke this back to bullish. Now you have to be aware, is this going to be a convincing break? Is the purpose of this break to actually break and put in a higher low for a higher high right here, just like this? Or was the purpose of the break just to mitigate and sweep that weekend liquidity? Is this the weekend liquidity? No, no, this is the weekend liquidity, right? So just because that weekend liquidity is just resting above that market structure high, so obviously we have to be aware. But a way to confirm this is actually waiting for your structure from top to bottom, right? Because if this structure from top to bottom starts breaking back to bullish right here, that will mean that the higher low for the higher high on the 4 hour will be put in place. But if the structure from top to bottom never breaks back to bullish, you're never going to get that higher low. So waiting for that reconfirmation will just allow you to just never get trapped into fake breaks, right? Now, if we do not see a bounce from this POI, if we do not see a bounce from that POI, um, I don't particularly think we are going to be bouncing anywhere below that. I think if you lose this demand zone right here, I think the whole purpose of the move was just to sweep that buy side liquidity, and price is now going to rotate down towards this sell side liquidity POI, which is that 64.5K area, right? That's personally what I'm thinking, and that's personally what I'm watching. So we are coming down now. I don't have the short position. So if this plays out, literally, guys, we deserve the likes, okay? Because we're going live for you guys, and I'm missing out on money. So start
Yeah.
hitting that like button already. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm watching right now. We're seeing a local distribution after sweeping that buy side liquidity. That's not the most convincing, but we do have demand below, and we technically did have a break of structure right here. So we just need to pay close attention to what the market structure will look like from this top to wherever the low may be put in. Could be right here. And if that breaks back to bullish, I think we're going to make our way up at least to the 71K area. And if we surpass that 71K area, I think a new all-time high is inevitable. But if we start losing this demand zone, I do see us having a rotation back down towards 64.5 to finally sweep that sell side liquidity of also, again, weekend liquidity that we have been talking about for a long time. I'm actually very curious, Franzo, or Mr. Wyckoff Insider, to the stats on that, right? I'm pretty curious to the stats on how often those weekend liquidity lows or highs get taken. I need to ask Mr.
Yeah.
Sergio for that.
Yeah, I think the current low we have, like yeah, we put in yesterday, it's pretty strong. Because
Yeah, because
basically
that's on
we had,
Monday,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah, I think it's 90% sure that will be the low for this week, statistic wise. Because that are
90% that this will be the low.
nah, like the Sergio stats, they were like the past weeks they were saying when you put a low in on Monday, it is around 80 to 90% it holds for the week. But I don't know what it's right now. Because which day we put it? Yeah, it's Monday.
It's Monday. It is at 10 p.m. though, so it's not the most convincing time.
No, that's
Or
weird.
could actually be because those PM sessions have been nailing it. I think it also depends as to where you put in your P2, right? So right now this is that low, and right now this is the high. But if this is not like I think it also depends on what time you put in the high to see if like you have a high chance of taking this out or not and all that juicy stuff. So we need the traders in the Discord to give us some statistics. Tim, Mr. Trader Tim, other Lars, if you have those statistics, let me know. Hey, if Tesla is watching by any chance, hit me up. Let me know. Okay, I need the data. So so yeah, that's kind of what I'm viewing right now. It's just like we're just pre-planning and pre-planning and pre-planning and executing when needed. And then if you find those low time frame entries, it kind of doesn't matter what the high time frame does because when you find a low time frame entry, you only need to be right for a moment in time in order to make money. You don't need to be right the entire time. So that's just what the absolutely key and what the absolute beauty is of trading, right? So right now, watching that local distribution, If we lose that demand zone, I see us rotate down more. If we start breaking past that supply zone, man, we're going to go to all-time highs. And from there, we have to reassess again what the data is telling us, because I don't want to be a bear, guys. I don't want to be a bear. But if this was just any other, if this was just any other range or any other coin or pair that I was watching, and I'm seeing higher lows and higher highs right here, and we start wicking this, I'm looking at this from a range of a very high probability short opportunity where we have a tab one, we have a tab two that actually sweeps that range high, right? That's typically a very high probability short setup if you get the confirmations on the third tab. But that's talking way in advance. This is not something we need to be worrying about right now. It just needs to be, on your radar. You want to be approaching the chart right here, just like it is any other trading chart. So yeah, curious to hear what your comments are on this, Mr. Wyckoff Insider, especially the one who actually called the low here, but messed up the call himself.
Bro. I wanted
So
to exit 50%. I've just full clipped the whole position out. The traders that
let's
had it,
see.
they know. Yeah, so I actually posted on Twitter this. What are we doing? Are we getting the retest? So I actually posted this on my Twitter. Like, for me, the range wasn't looking the best because you had like supply zones all over the place, not a clear return to zone. But the fact that we were coming down with weekend liquidity still open, the whole Monday was just, yeah, basically going down. You, of course, you had this nice distribution, but from the weekend till here, it was basically coming down. And then you're creating a Wyckoff Model 1 accumulation while maintaining your most important market structure. That's basically this. And with the weekend high still open, so for me it was an obvious trade. But I wanted to go to bed, so I wanted to close 50% of my position because I was already thinking elections tomorrow, better to
Yeah.
be on the sideline with popcorn. So I
Mhm.
wanted to close 50%, but I full clipped the whole position, bro. I was so close to enter big position, but then I remembered patience. There will come enough setups.
And it's even funny if you look at where we bounced from, you can even see on the left from that. Basically, that's a whole area, but I want you to have the whole area on your chart. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the whole area on the left, the whole range, we kind of wick that local demand zone. Even from Raymer back, from the Model 2 from, yeah, the total Model 2 accumulation.
Yeah,
So
this.
you can see, yeah, from that starting point. Yeah, if you draw your, yeah, exactly, exactly. So if you draw your volume profile, I think we even bounced from the POC in general. Let me see. Yeah, so it kind of held that POC as like a general support. So it's demand. The whole area is demand, and then you're kind of backing up that POC, mitigating every refined zone, and then from there you put in the higher low for the higher high potentially. Who knows, right? It's
Yeah, I think this has the power to go to new all-time high.
It could be like
Literally.
if you just apply your general market structure rules, we're trending up and we got that 4 hour break, which is your level two market structure. Right now, we're just at a crucial point in time where, you know, is that break an actual confirmed break, or was the break just to sweep the buy side liquidity from the weekends? That's literally the current situation that
Yeah.
we're in with the distribution that we also have. So
Yeah, it's
it's
literally
that,
like,
yeah.
for me, what an extra confirmation was literally um 4 people right here were texting me, should I de-risk? So I think
Got your own
we
little you got your own little sentiment
you know you
indicators.
know the run indicator. If you know, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
um people were asking me, should I de-risk? So basically a lot of retail persons have de-risked here and now they are getting max pain. It's just elections, you better just have a cash position on the side and just trade your local confirmations. I think you even
But
have the
either
retest.
way, you know what's so weird to me? what's so weird is that I see so many also good traders, high profile traders talk about, it's election day, so we can't trade. Well, bro, it's like it's like there were so many great trade setups today, especially on the forex side. I was like, why can't we particularly trade? It's not that you have like a CPI release or a PPY or like what's that unemployment rate that caused like
Gr-
a spike in price immediately the moment it goes live. It's like, okay, it's election day, but there were many great opportunities. There weren't even any crazy candles. There was just like, it was just a normal trading day. And I think just so many people were like, okay, I'm not gonna trade today, and they missed out on such great opportunities when the market was extremely nice today. Literally, the market was extremely nice.
Yeah, it's like
Made over
you
made over
just
3.4% of in forex, two W's and one loss, 3.4% net gain. It was pretty. It was
crazy.
it was nice. So
That's the difference, like a good trader can literally trade in any circumstances. It doesn't really matter if the data is there, if the confirmation is there, you just trade.
yeah, and I even tend to notice myself right now that if you wait for those high probability setups, it's like you will not get the confirmation of a high probability setup and then have a news event. Like it adapts kind of to the news. You will not see a high probability entry followed immediately by a news release after. So, and otherwise, oftentimes the news just completes the schematic in just one candle. So,
Bro. Yeah.
Polar Bear
It's
said
just
something interesting though. He says that the crazy candle should come in the next 12 hours because of like timing or whatsoever. So I'm curious. I'm ready. That's all I am. I'm just super super ready.
what do you think that is max paying right now?
It's
I think
hard. It's hard. I think down, down and then up. But
the thing,
or up and down and up. That could also be
bro,
nasty.
just do a Darth Vader candle, like boom, boom, boom. Just do something like that.
Yeah.
But
But
I
like,
think like I don't like the narrative that people are saying if Trump wins, we get that 10K candle up. That is
bro,
just I'm just not feeling that. I'm not
bro,
buying
I'm
that.
not feeling that at all. Like I am not feeling that at all because every time there is sentiment regarding if this happens, we're gonna go up, it never fucking goes up. So
Bro,
I want
people
people
were
to
saying
not have that.
what people were saying right here. It goes to 10K. Uh
Literally. So it's like I'm like, guys, please calm down with that sentiment because it's gonna get reversed, and I don't want it to be reversed. So if everyone just says if Trump wins, it's bearish, boom, we're gonna go up. Okay. So,
so what
and
do
for
you,
all the people that are watching and they live in the US, please do me a favor. Like, please do me a favor right now if you're listening and vote Trump for crypto. Just
oh
pump my
oh.
back, please.
Hey, what do you think about the E chart? To me it looks really bad at the moment.
Bro, me and Eve don't have the best relationship. I'm gonna add myself to the stage,
Bro, it's
but
not good, man.
me and Eve don't have the best relationship, unfortunately. Um, oh, one more thing before I get into the ETH chart. I just know if we're gonna go down, Mister Wyckoff Insider, it's just because that my take profit needs to get hit. I
Are you
still
still
have
in
my
this
take
trade?
profit at this low.
Are you still in this bad boy?
I'm still in this bad boy. Yeah. So what I did is the entry is literally from here. Absolute nasty entry. And I hit a TP1 right here, but that TP was only to de-risk myself. So how I managed it is this was the short. I actually there was a limit order for me because I went to the airplane. So this was a trade setup. And then I took a TP1 right below these equal lows. Just so when I throw my stop loss to that high, my trade is de-risked. And then I hit or I took TPs actually when Bitcoin was accumulating. So when Bitcoin started to accumulate and confirmed it, that was kind of from this starting point to this starting point to this starting point. I cashed out around, I would say around 50%. So there's and I took a 10% TP here. So I still have 40% in the trade. And that's remaining for that 6.4 area. So the target is still the 6.4. The stop loss right now is trilled to that supply zone, because that supply zone is also backed by this volume area low. So I don't want to see price go above that. So the stop loss is drilled down into profits. I took profits when Bitcoin was accumulating right here, but I still have 40% in the trade, where around 30% of that total amount of 40, so around 75% of the remaining position is waiting in limit take profits at 6.4. And the other thing I'm just trying to run. I'm trying to let that even run more, because if shit really hits the fan, yeah, if you look at this short, bro, look at where this distribution happened, bro. Like, you're telling me this cannot potentially even sweep that low, right? So
And that's the
managing this,
amazing that's the amazing thing, right? So you have your spot portfolio that performs if price goes up, and you just take a fat head short.
yeah, it's literally, you said
It's
it perfectly, like
insane.
a fat hatch.
Just click on those buttons till the
Yeah,
margin is up.
just click on those buttons. But yeah, regarding ETH, man, ETH has been giving me a hard time this entire cycle, and I think I'm not the only one, right? I think I'm not the
Oh,
only one.
monthly structure study.
Yeah. So
Oh.
we've been having this range, and what I said, right? What I said, and I didn't even listen to my own call, because I was hoping I was wrong, right? What I said is that every time where you kind of have price contracting, where it's like compressing within the range. So it's like going tighter and tighter. The first move is always the fake move. That's just how it works. It's always the case. And we got this move up right here. And I was like, hopefully I'm just wrong. Like, I was literally hoping I was wrong, being a bit delusional. And we got the manipulation. And then we were coming down. So we got the manipulation right here. And then price broke structure. Let me see. Kind of sketchy structure actually. Didn't trade this. So didn't trade this. Price broke down. I was like, okay, maybe this was already the fake out. So initially, what I was saying, right? Initially, my thought process was, okay, you can have a fake out before the move down. Okay. And then that move down can sweep all these lows. Now, then we got the fake out above that compressing like triangle effect, or whatever you want to call it. And then we came down, and we also deviated that curvature up effect at the lows. So I was thinking maybe this is already it, right? Maybe we're not going to have that full move down, and this was just a local fake out before the move up. And then we just got smacked with such a hard Model 1 distribution. It wasn't fun. So you had the one, you had the two, you had the three, and we got smacked with that distribution. And from there, we have been having a very hard time, right? We have been having a very difficult time, and we're kind of just like, this to me is like, it's just on the edge of like just like doing like breaking down. And when you combine that with also looking at this from a range within the range, where this itself is also just a range inside of the bigger range, where you have your one, you have your two, and you have your three, where then this three had its own distribution, there are zero signs of accumulation. Like, you have to look at it objectively. There are zero signs of an accumulation. We're sweeping buy side liquidity within the range. All these sell side lows are intact, and you're
But,
distributing.
but we have a trend line. We have trend line support.
Yeah, we have trend line support. So it's like, truly, I caught myself even being I caught myself hoping. I caught myself hoping. Literally, that was it. Because I even made the comparison in the Discord to, like, I think it was Shib. Where can I here?
Shiba
If
Inu?
I remember correctly, I think it was Shib, but I want to double check. I want to double check right here, because the pattern was so similar, and I still faded it. I still faded it because I was just like, you know what? Let's just hope. What's that ticker for ship? Oh, 1,000. Okay.
Is that a good one?
Yeah, here. It's like here. This is what I meant. Okay. This is what I meant. So if I zoom in right here, I actually called this on my socials before, like when I had like 100 followers. But what we had right here was the exact same. So we had a range low, we had a range high. Now this time we actually deviated the high, so that's the only difference. But we had this effect where price was just it was just compressing up, right? It was compressing up and it was compressing down, boom, just like this. And you can see price is tightening up within the range itself. And then that first move, it just sweeps buy side liquidity, where that buy side liquidity is the range high or an internal high here on the left. The objective is the same. Is to manipulate above this, yeah, like this breakout pattern, what people like to call it, and then you just reverse back down, which is exactly what happened here. And you can see the same pattern here. And now that I'm talking about it, I'm remembering the other ones as well, which was one of my craziest shorts um, ever this cycle. It was Fed, but Fed obviously had that change, no? Yeah. So, oh, you can see it here the same as with Fed. What we had right here on Fed was we had the same effect. We had the range, and I just want people to see it so next time they can trade it themselves. We had the range. We can see price curving up, and we can also see price curving down right here. And you can just see that compressing effect within the range itself, compressing effect within the range itself, and then that move up is just a manipulation. In both those cases, it actually swept the range high. This actually came into the POC of your previous topping range to perfection. Like, look at that, bro.
Crazy.
Boom, 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 boom. This is also you can. I think you can still find this on my account. You can still find this on my account where I talked about this setup. Absolutely nasty, but that's kind of the follow through that you're seeing right here. If I have to be Mr. Objective Lars, right? This is what I'm expecting. So when I'm seeing this and you even backtest your supply here with another distribution, this is what I'm expecting. But I don't wanna like something in me is telling me to not listen to that voice.
Yeah, it looks a little bit different, right? Because you are trying to, yeah, you're wicking a low again right now on ETH.
Yeah, so the only difference between the schematics I just showed you and ETH is that ETH did not take the range high. So that makes me wonder, maybe we don't have a full rotation down because at the same time, that would just be too easy. You know how many people will draw this on the chart? Everyone. Literally everyone. So I was like, can we get something in the middle of it? Can we get something in between, right? Where both parties end up being just left behind. So I was thinking at potentially just sweeping all of this liquidity right here. And if I add this trend line, I was like, okay, what can trick the most people? Okay, what can trick the most people? I want to make this a line. We have liquidity here, but we also have liquidity here, right? That's basically the target of that distribution if you use the distribution at the top, which is that's the technical target. Now below that, we do have some lows more remaining right here. But I was thinking in like either just you wick this and you just never touch that trend line, and then from there you go higher or something like that, or you actually go for all this liquidity, just totally disrespect the trend line. People start calling for this low, but then what happens is you grab this like a sort of extreme liquidity point, and then you deviate the trend line, and then you reclaim it, and then you go higher, right? But just something that messes everyone up because at the same time, deviating this low will be just too easy, no? If that deviates the low and starts to pump, it's like Everyone is going to watch that, or they have to create like a macro bearish news event where people will still be too scared. But a lot of the
Yeah.
traders that I know watch that. So I'm like thinking, hey, maybe we like manipulate below this trend line where people will be calling for a new low, and we actually just grab almost all liquidity, all sell side liquidity within the range before we start reversing back up. That's kind of what my mind is at. I totally faded this distribution, which is something I'm also learning from. Never put your trust in ETH.
Bro. It's so weird when you are so biased to bullish price action and then then the distribution comes.
Yeah, it's like my mind is fighting because I'm seeing the distribution, but I don't want to see it. So I tell my mind that I don't see it, but I do see it.
Bro.
So it's like yeah. At the same time, you know, we talk about ETH, we talk about ETH making a comeback because the sentiment is so bearish, which definitely has valid arguments. But then at the same time, when you compare ETH against Sol, right? When you put it against the Sol chart, it's like, let me go on the high time frame. It's not
Let's
doing
go.
anything. In my
It's over.
opinion, in my opinion, what you had to do was right here when you were trying to accumulate for the Model 1, like you had to break this high, right? You had to disrespect the supply right here. That was your chance of the Model 1 accumulation. Boom. What we had to do right here is just maybe reject and then boom, flip it into demand, where you show that demand is in control. And then you get the backtest and you get the bounce and you start moving up. And you see your accumulation have follow through. This is not what you want to see. This is simply not what you want to see. I cannot say one thing that's bullish about this chart. I could say one thing that was bullish back then in August because we had the possibility of an accumulation. The only bullish thing, the only bullish thesis that I can make on this chart is that your accumulation fails, which is technically valid, right? It is valid. It's just like not even close to being confirmed. Is that this accumulation fails because it wants to turn into PO3. That's your last hope, right? That's literally your last hope because I cannot make anything else off of it. That's just simply it.
That will be
That's just
crazy
simply it.
if you get the
And for this
PO3.
to happen, you need like a good range here, right? You need like an accumulation here, and then you need to start breaking, coming back above this. And this will probably be an easy sweep right here. But this is your last hope. I can put on the range deviation. So kind of this is your area to play with. Okay. This is literally the last hope for ETH compared to Sol. Yeah.
Yeah. Just eat betas is dying right now.
Yeah, and we're putting ETH against Sol, right? It could just be that Sol is just going absolutely nuts, and that ETH also performs, but Sol just massively outperforms. But that's that's a possibility. But either
We have
way,
time. We have time.
we have time, and also there is just you need to be diversified either way between ETH beta plays and Sol memes, right? It's like you need to be diversified either way so you can get the juice out of both charts. But actually, a chart I wanted to talk about, and I was talking about this in today's stream. I just popped it randomly up. It's actually Andy against Brett because I want your opinion on this chart. Because in my opinion, it looks good. It looks good. So let me
Base
get
spread?
Andy versus Brett.
Base.
In my opinion, this chart looks decent, bro. Like I was talking about this, and like what we basically have is an accumulation model 2, hit its target, tried to lose the range, kind of came back inside, and we're coming down slowly, right? It's not that we're coming down aggressively. Like we're making lower highs and lower lows locally, but it's not that aggressive. It's tiny, tiny lower lows. And now we're seeing this first form of like an actual consolidation, but we're leaving this beautiful buy side liquidity. We're leaving this beautiful buy side liquidity trail above, and this is actually happening while we are coming down. So when I add Brett right here, when I add Brett, I don't even have to make it candles for you to see, but this consolidation is starting when when we're moving down. So Brett is actually going down. So Brett is the high cap. So you would expect that when we are moving up and Brett is going up, Andy will go up harder. And then when we're coming down, Andy will go down harder. So when we're coming down, Andy is supposed to be going down harder as a lower cap coin. Therefore, Andy versus ETH or Andy versus Brett should be also retracing because Andy is underperforming Brett because Brett is going down less than Andy. But we're seeing Andy and Brett go down, but it's starting to consolidate, which is pretty impressive for a 100 mil market cap project compared to almost a bill.
People are bidding hard.
Yeah, so yeah, it just shows a bit for me that indeed that the Wills they want to hold the ground, right? They want to hold the ground. But if you had to make a decision between investing in two projects, and I told you that if I told you to buy or sell right now, you only had two opportunities, okay? Two choices. You either had to buy or sell, and you're only seeing the chart that I'm showing you above. Which what will you do?
Yeah, buy because it's basically just an accumulation range retest with leaving
Exactly.
liquidity.
Accumulation, try to break out. This could be the back test. We're leaving liquidity above. So if I had to choose between buy and sell, I would 100% buy. Like no question on my mind. And that basically translates into saying if you had to invest in Brett or Andy, and yet only could choose either one right now, I'm talking right now, it could be that, tomorrow we have a random fucking dump, which I'm not expecting, but right now, it would be Andy. It would be Andy. So I just thought this chart was really interesting because I was kind of, diving into I was diving deep into the comparison charts. I was like doing Andy Wolf, Andy Brett, Brett Wolf, Wolf Brett is we can do everything, right? And that's also what people should do if they want to make, good rotation plays and good flips of like, hey, what has the opportunity right now and which one should I invest? Just compare the charts against each other. Because when I was doing Wolf against Andy, I discovered that Wolf was actually looking better. So right here,
Bro, the Bitcoin trade worked. Like we hit extreme liquidity now.
oh, that's pretty nice. Yeah. Well, guys,
Who who took
guys,
it?
who took it? Let me go back. I'm telling you, this is what we do on a daily basis in the Discord community. If you can just stack up W's each day, make consistent money, make that 1%. You just saw it live. We do this every day. Like literally, we do this every single day. And you can just win and stack up cash every single day. So you don't care if the market goes up or down, because if it goes down, you buy more. You're seeing it now. Look at this fella. And Bob. Yo, Michael Insider, I think you missed out on one emoji. I think you missed out on one emoji, and that is
Who's
Bob.
Bob?
No,
Who's Bob?
I don't know if you watched my stream, but we had this trade, right? We had this trade where you had like that flush effect. Like it was just this beautiful flush effect, but priced it came down and then it came up and then it came down again. But this was kind of like a stress moment. So I called Bob. And whenever price is retracing, when it's supposed to be coming down, After it came down already, we call Bob. So I was talking about calling this little fella Bob, right? Whenever I put Bob on the chart, he fixes price. He just fixes price. You know, it was supposed to come down. You got a tiny retrace. You call Bob. Bob takes care of the job. And I didn't know we had a TCT member who was named Bob. So he was like, "Yo, what's up? I fixed it."
Damn, so funny. How much RR would this be if you took it on a 2 minute break?
So this was the confirmation right here on that break of structure. Man,
Damn, this is an
man,
expensive live stream.
expensive 3%, bro. Ay. And you know what's the worst thing? You know what's the worst thing? Can I give a sneak peek? Okay, I'm gonna give the stage to you just because I need to check something else on my PC. I want to check one thing. I want to check one thing.
Study a 2K stop loss.
Bro.
Oh, oh.
Because I was just talking about this with I was just I was just explaining to someone, to Mr. I think Chrisot in the Discord, that we can get a here. Oh Lord.
You got it?
Yo. No, wait. I'm gonna put it on my chart. Don't give me the stage yet. Boom. Okay. Okay, look at this. Look at this.
Pop.
Someone just asked me something, and I was like, no, we can do this. Oh. The image being pasted is way too large. Okay, wait, I'm gonna give you the stage back one more time. I'm gonna fix it real quick.
BTC hit my TP. Let's go, Tim. Quick
Printing!
money.
Fucking printing! God damn. God
So,
damn.
some people are stressing that this happens and selling their spot on the way down. We just hold spot and are printing. Now we not because we missed this trade. Now we didn't take it
We
because of
bro, we deserve 100 likes. We missed this trade because we're gonna go live. I pre-planned this to
Hey,
perfection.
is that chick winning or what?
Boom.
Is the Kamala winning? No,
Okay,
joking.
okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna take the screen back. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Okay, let me take my screen. Let me take the screen. Add to the stage. Yo! Check this, Mr. Friend. So you tell me on the scale of 1 to 10, how accurate is this? So we had the range, right? We had the range, and we had the range high, we had the range low, we had the deviation, and then we had the 10-minute demand zone right in there. 10-minute demand zone right in there, like I had on my chart. And I said, let me put that range here. I said literally, because what Chris had said, right? What Chris had asked me is he was having struggles with like, hey, I am already short from this tap because on the low time frame, this is a 1, 2, and a 3. But if I go on the 10-minute, that disappears, right? This isn't a 2 and a 3 because you don't have a valid retracement. So what I said is, hey, when your low time frame schematic is not a tap 2 and a tap 3 on the high time frame, that doesn't mean that you should not take the trade. It should just mean that you need to be aware that your low time frame can go over in the high time frame where then this becomes the top. I explained it in the voice message. I drew it on the chart. You can see right here that this is literally, that right there is literally this. And he said,
the
thanks, helped a lot. Still have to watch the premium videos because, yes, we also have premium content. Come on now. You guys know me. It's basically the cherry on top. It's the last thing that you need to just straight TCT schematics flawlessly. It's these tiny details, right? It's these tiny details. Even though this concept is just given in the mentorship on YouTube, but like you're seeing it in a lifetime. It's just a group of like minded individuals, brothers, who are striving to become better financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, everything. And while now people are crying because price is dumping, you have TCT members celebrating because they took the short. Do you see? It's in lifetime. It's different when I say it. You're seeing other people do it now, right? It's not just me saying it. You're literally seeing other people do it. Yesterday, I got outperformed by TCT members.
Crazy.
it's like it's like if I show it, it's like, oh yeah, but he does it. He knows it the best. It's too hard. It's too difficult, bro. I'm getting outperformed. I think Tim this week is outperforming me. I'm not even joking. Mr. Tim is outperforming me. He's nailing the trades while I'm having to live stream. So it's like I cannot give you more proof than calling this setup live. Like actually live. I'm gonna clip it and I'm gonna post it. It's like this is what gives you financial freedom. This single trade is over 2.5% net gain on your account. It's like three. This single trade is a 3% net gain on the account. You only need 5% a week to become so rich and to reach numbers you can't even imagine right now. You grab your calculator and calculate how much you make if you have 5K, if you have 1K right now, and you make 5% each week compounded in a year, in 2 years. And that's even without the help of prop firms. If you use prop firms, I literally, for the people that have watched the mentorship, literally for the people that have watched the mentorship and they watched lecture 7, which has the least amount of views and is technically the most important because it goes into risk management. If you used prop firms the correct way and you make 5% a week, you can turn 1,000, you can turn 100 into 1,000,000 in literally less than a year if you can just make 5% a week. And what is 5% a week? If you wait for high probability setups like this, like we just said, like we just given, this is 3%. You only need 2% for the rest of the week. And surprise, surprise, today in the New York Open live streams, right before the New York Open live streams, there were 3 other setups. 1 loss, 2 Ws, net gain of 3%. Combine that with this 3 risk to reward. Boom, done for the week. It's Tuesday. You wrap it up, go spend time with your girlfriend. That's it. Done. You know? It's like Monday, Tuesday, you traded, done. What's a better feeling? Trading Monday and Tuesday, making 5% a week, being done, or crying over if Kamala or Trump is going to win and being stressed about every little fluctuation in your crypto portfolio? What's actual financial freedom?
Yeah, bro. People that are checking their portfolio 20 times a day, that's just not it.
Bro, I can't even log into Dex Screener because it's like glitching. Like people were asking me or explaining to me how I can do it, but like every time I open Dex Screener right now, it doesn't load. So it says like verify as a human, and then that just keeps on loading. So I haven't even checked my portfolio. I don't even check Dex Screener. I have no idea what those altcoins or shitcoins are doing. And I don't care. Like I don't care. Like this thing is just glitching, right? And it's because I'm making consistent money trading the markets. So if we dump, I'll just buy more. And if we pump, we pump. You're unbeatable. If you're just investing in crypto, that means you only win when the market goes up. But surprise, surprise, the market goes sideways and down for a shitload of time. So prepare yourself for what's coming 12 months from now. At this point in time, you can expect your portfolio to go up between now and like 12 months. I don't know when exactly the top is going to be, and we'll see it coming. But what are you going to do afterwards? You're going to cash out your 5K investment thinking it was going to go to a million, and then you cash out at 50K, right? I hate to break it to you, but a lot of the dreams people have with little amounts of money, it's not going to happen. Stacking those consistent gains each day, compounding them, that is what will make you very rich. It's like the fastest way to get where you want to go is by doing it slow. Is the reverse effect. They think buying right now is going to give me 1,000x and I'm going to become a millionaire. And then when we talk about making a 3% each day or 5% a week, they're like, well, if I make 5% a week, that's only a 2x in a few months. That's not going to get me anywhere. So they just invest in crypto because that's going to give the 1,000x in 12 months, right? And then what did they happen? What happened, right? What happened? This whole range, that mentality, how did that work out for you? We've been ranging for 240 days. If you could have just stacked 5% each week in this range, you could have tripled your crypto portfolio. The amounts of tokens that you hold, you could have tripled it. Simply tripled it. And now you're going into the bull run, into the potential breakout somewhere in the future with triple the amounts of tokens, triple the amounts of profits. And you can start that today. You can start that right now. Like right now. It's the ideal time because your spot portfolio will go up in the long run. We will eventually break out. You can just sit and hold and you don't have to do shit. So when you don't have to do shit, why don't you put in some work so you know that you can make consistent money once this bull run is over? What are you going to do in the bear market? What is your plan for the bear market?
Yeah.
And
So
trust me,
best
if
thing
you
is
don't,
so the best
yeah,
thing is like make money with this bull run, and then you have that money on the side to learn the whole trading game.
exactly. Because you don't want to start your trading journey when you just cashed out. Because that's what I did. And I lost all my investments money in the first cycle.
That was
I
crazy.
cashed out like I remember it so well. I had like 2 grand to my name. I cashed out. It reached like 15K. I felt like the man. I was looking up Lamborghinis, right? Literally looking up Lamborghinis. Felt like the man, and I cashed out around 8. Okay, around 6 to 8, I cashed out. So 50% lower, I end up cashing out, and that that money that I made, that 6 7 grand that I had to my name, I lost it all. I cashed out my bull run, cashed out some profits for a beginner. It's decent, a little three to four x, and then I lost all that money in the span of. I can look back. We can grab the chart. So we have right here. We have a Lars that is very happy. Okay, we have a Lars that is very happy because we're gonna go to 100K. Okay, so this is happy Lars. But what then happened was this candle, and Lars didn't like that candle. Okay, the portfolio did not like that candle. So this is when Sat Lars came. But then this Lars had a brilliant idea. Okay, because he was already watching indicators, he was already trying to do some stuff, and I had a mind blowing idea. And that was, why don't I start leverage trading? So for the next bull run, I have so much money to invest so I can become a multimillionaire. And then in the period of right here till around, I would say right here, this Lars that cashed out 6K now had absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I had so little, this Lars had so little that his dad actually felt so bad that he sent his son 1,000 euros from Bybit to Bybit account. Okay? He sent 1,000 euros. I'm trying to find the right emoji. And I was blushing. I was blushing. Okay? And I was like, my dad just sent me 1,000 euros because he believes in the fact that I can make that 1,000 into a million later down the road. And I had literally, my account was liquidated. And what this Lars did was something 99% of the other traders never do. And as I sat down, I looked at myself, I realized I cannot fucking trade. I just got money, which is not my money. It's someone else's money, which makes it even more valuable. And I started fucking studying. I started studying and backtesting and trading with paper money and practicing and failing, getting back up, failing and failing with one goal in mind. I did some basic calculations and I was like, and I told Wyckoff Insider himself this as well, because this is kind of when we started, or not, what we were 2022, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
were
traded that whole
2022.
thing.
So it's Feb 2022. And I was like, I told you, I think you remember, I was like, we have 1 year. We have 1 year to master this shit, to get as much fucking cash as possible to run this next cycle up. Well, if you look at the dates, date range, we have more than a year. And what the fuck did we do? We ran that shit up. We ran that shit up so hard that we're right now helping other people reach financial freedoms with the concepts that made us financially free that we created. But we went through that stuff. I'm assuming Mr. Wyckoff Inside also kind of had these feelings.
Bro, it was crazy. Buying buying the dip study.
Exactly, just the dip that
But
keeps on dipping.
it keeps on dipping. Not nice.
So why don't you, if you're listening right now, instead of losing all that money when you're going down because you did not take the time to learn now, why don't you just stay in this happy mode? Because your portfolio is going to go up, right? Because your portfolio is going to go up and you can avoid these. You can make these tiny mistakes with lower amounts of money because your portfolio is going up. And you can actually be happy when we're going to come down because now you know how to trade. It's like you don't have to go through this pain and then distress to make it work, to have cash to reinvest if you start now. Because right now you're backed by your spot portfolio, and this is no, guys, this is not a topping range. I can assure you that this is not a topping range. So just start. Just start.
All the data is there. You have 12 years of price action on Bitcoin. Actually, a little bit more. So it is all there. Just study it for a year and you know what's gonna happen.
Bro, I will never forget that I remember I had like a few thousand, and there was this NFT. I remember me paying $900 in gas fees.
Bro, that was
And I have no
crazy.
idea what the fuck that even was. But I needed to have that NFT. NFT ended up going to absolute zero. and I paid 900 in MetaMask fees. And I was like, what did I just do? You know what even worse? It was an NFT that Bryce Hall promoted. I will never fucking forget it, bro. It was the dumbest NFT ever. I saw it through Bryce Hall, and I put down 2 grand for that shit. And 900 of that 2K was spent on gas fees, bro.
Bro.
We came a long way. But the thing is, people always say you need 3 cycles. One cycle to just get your feet in the water, just learn, right? And then you round trip your gains. That's kind of what they say. You need 3 cycles. First cycle, you kind of learn this, you learn some stuff, and then you round trip your gains. Second cycle, you learn how to sell. Third cycle, you learn how to buy and invest on time. And then the third cycle is where you make life changing money. Fuck that. What the fuck does that mean? You can learn how crypto cycles work in a fucking week if you follow the right people. Simply, if you follow the right people and you don't follow the moon boys, and if you're watching this, you have the right people. What do you mean you need 3 cycles? You need 12 years. You can study the crypto cycles in just a weekend, bro. If you just put in the work. This is our
You had
second
yeah.
cycle, and we're outperforming people that have been in the cycles forever. Simply, we just put in the work, just put in the hours. The people that say you need 3 cycles, yeah, maybe they buy and hold and they do some info on the weekend for 2 hours. And then, yeah, maybe after 12 years, you finally spend 2,000 hours on crypto. If you just spend 2,000 hours in the upcoming months, you can have the same knowledge as this guy that talks about you need 3 cycles to learn. Fuck 3 cycles. You can
But it's
learn now. You can master this cycle from now till the end and sell on time. You can do all that now.
and
You
when
can
you
learn
are
about
studying,
rotation.
yeah, when you are studying, it's not with the phone next to you with TikTok open. No, it's actually look at those charts for 10 hours a day, and then you're studying. I nah. Lars.
And it's facts, bro. Probably Bryce Hall never even bought that NFT himself and he just got paid to promote it. But that's what I'm saying. The reason why I'm saying this is that I was clueless back in the day. This is the second cycle, and we have been the most fucking accurate, making so much money in a span of 2 years. And that's literally 2 years of also me just trying to understand trading using indicators. Like you already have TCT, you already have a mentorship. That's for free on YouTube. Like I'm like, I'm speechless. You can study that shit right now and diminish that or minimize that journey from 2 years to like 6 to 12 months. That's all I can say. You have a mentorship that's on YouTube for free for you to study. And no, it's not a mentorship for specifically day trading. You can use it for investing. It just knows you know how the market flows. High time frame, mid time frame, low time frame doesn't matter. Investing doesn't matter. It's useful for everything. There is a Discord where we trade live, post setups live in advance to already give you a head start. It's like you have to look at us as like your parents. And what I mean with that is when I went to university, okay, and when I went out of the house, my parents saved money for me to go to uni so I didn't have to go in debt. That's what we are. We educate you on how to learn how to trade, and we give some high probability setups so you can already make some money in your learning journey and you don't have to liquidate your account first before you actually start to become profitable. That's basically what we're doing, right? Like, I don't want to be a signal provider, but we have been getting signals, you know? They were just so nice. They were just good fucking trades. But deep down, we're educators or educators, whatever you want to pronounce it. We're just giving you that boost in your learning journey, but you don't want to be dependent of me. That's not financial freedom, waiting for me to post a setup. You want to just not even, you don't even need to be in the Discord after a while. After 2 years, you have your system in place. You know exactly what you want and how to manage it. You don't need anyone else. And you're just there behind your computer, somewhere in the world where there's just internet. You take a trade, you make your money for that day, for that week, and you're done. You go on, you live your life with your family, your friends, your girlfriend, you name it, right? That's freedom. That's actual freedom. And that's what I'm trying to push. Me giving signals, yeah, is just to give you that head start so you don't have to lose money while learning. That's all it is. And obviously you guys learn from watching me post setups live as well. That's why we're doing it. But it's just so you don't have to go in debt before actually making money. I just like that, I like that comparison. But it's like you just it's but it's like input is output, That's the Wyckoff insider saying. Like, and it's true. It's so simple. It's literally it's that simple.
But it's with everything. So back in the days, if you did a sport and you did it for 4 hours a day, yeah, you were better than your friends. It's the same with trading. If you put in 10 hours a day, you are just better. Should I call you daddy now?
Because I was talking about parents. So yeah, guys, we've been going for an hour and 17 minutes. I actually have to go to dinner with my girl on a Tuesday night. Why? Because I can. Why? Because we put in the work to be able to go out on a Tuesday night to just randomly have dinner. That's it. Okay. But it took a long ass fucking time. It took a long ass fucking time. But that's the life now. And obviously, don't get me wrong, we have been grinding all day since literally 7 in the morning. So 7 in the morning, grind, trade London, go gym, come back, trade New York, go live, post setups, manage the socials, and have
So
some
how
nice steak.
how late is it right now? So which time is it right now for you?
It's 9:30.
So you worked. How long did you work today? Just
Well, we're live right now, so I worked from 7 till 9:30 with like a 2 hour break for gym.
study, guys. Put in hours.
Study, study, right? It's another 12-hour day, which is just normal. One
Just
thing
another
before we
day.
wrap it up, I want to answer Mitch's question. Can you explain to me why your breakup structure is at 70-25 versus 69-736? 70-25. Is he talking, Mitchell? Are you talking about the low time frame setup that we just shared? 70-25. Yeah, he must be talking about this. So he's asking, let me get it straight. He's asking, why is your boss at 70-25 versus 69-736? Oh, so you mean this. 69-736. Yeah, yeah. I think he means this. Okay. So, quick little lesson. We're trading this distribution, okay? Range high, range low, deviation one, and on a 10-minute time frame, this was your tap, okay? This was the tap. You can call it like an extended distribution on the lower time frames, but on the 10-minute, this was your one, this was your two, this was your three. And the reason why this wasn't a tap, because you don't have valid structure. You don't have a valid pullback before the retracement up, before coming down again. So this is just one move up, okay? One move up, one move down, one move up. So when we have to number the taps, you have tap one, you have tap two, and this is your tap three. Now, in order to confirm the distribution, so in order to confirm the price is going to come back to this low, you need to watch your market structure from the lowest point between tab 2 and tab 3 up towards your third tab high. So this is tab 2, this is tab 3, this is the lowest point that price has traded between tab 2 and tab 3. That doesn't make it the low that you should be waiting to break. No, now you need to identify, is there structure between this low towards that third tab high? And if we do that, and we're on the 2 minute time frame right now, we can see we have the two candle pullback right here and the two candle expansion away, making this the market structure low that you should be waiting for to break back the bearish. And the moment that breaks back the bearish, that's when you can confirm your short with your stop loss above your third tap, and you can target the range low for, if I enter on the break, a 2.8 risk to reward. So, giving you guys a little mentorship juice right here. All of this is more explained in depth in the mentorship on YouTube. The link is in the description of this video. It's on the website as well of the tcttrading.com. If you guys want to join the Discord, you can also click on the link in the description, tcttrading.com. And I'll see all of you guys tomorrow. Any last questions or any last quotes from Wyckoff Insider?
Luck is what happens when hard work meets opportunity. All right.